Yo, what's going on guys, Alex here and welcome to Pokken Tournament. For those of you unfamiliar with the name, think Pokemon meets Tekken and Street Fighter. In other words, a Pokemon fighting game. I mean, technically speaking, Pokemon fight in the regular games too, but you get what I mean. The game originally launched July last year in arcades in Japan. This year, March 18th to be precise, the game comes to Wii U and Nintendo very kindly sent me an early copy so I can show you guys what it's all about. So if you guys do enjoy this video or you're hyped for this game next month, then don't forget to hit that like button and leave a comment down below. Now let's get started. The game takes place in a new region called Ferrum, and in keeping with the game, this region has a unique way of battling Pokemon that separates it from the more conventional combat of the previous regions. Fights in this game are one-on-one, and in true Pokemon fashion, you pick a Pokemon to be your partner at the beginning of the game, and as you win fights, you level up, and as you level up, you can enhance your Pokemon fighter in a number of different ways, ranging from things like strength, speed, defense, technical, etc. The main fighter roster gives you a choice of 15 Pokemon to choose from, and while initially that might not sound like too much, you also have access to a range of extra Pokemon who you can call in as support characters. And while you can't actively play as those support characters, it does at least allow the game to include more than just the base 15. And while I appreciate that off the bat 15 might not sound that much, especially when you consider there are hundreds of Pokemon, I think the important thing to take home is that given just how many Pokemon there are, I think even with a roster of 20, 30 or even 50 Pokemon, there would always be that one Pokemon that you want to play as that just isn't there. So for the time being, that's a pretty good spread. Ranging from powerhouses to speed demons, technical fighters to turtles, no matter your playstyle, there'll be something that works for you. And who knows, if it's popular, maybe we'll see more in the future. Either way, back on the topic at hand, the main story component takes place in the Ferrum League. You start at the bottom in D-League, and you battle AI opponents to gradually work your way up. The more matches you win, the higher you climb, and as you climb higher, you jump to higher ranks, and ultimately you make your way to the top and become the champion. However, on top of that, you have single battles where you can fight outside the league and test out different Pokemon. You have training modes where you can learn the basics, practice combo chains, and learn more advanced techniques. And you then have online if you want to battle your friends or random players around the world. So there's no shortage of stuff to do, but the real question is, how does it actually feel? And in short, it actually feels really good. As someone who is a fan of fighting games, I'm often skeptical of games like these, or some of the, say, anime fighting games as well, simply because they often lack the depth and complexity of the main fighters out there, namely things like Street Fighter, Tekken, Soul Calibur, etc. You know the ones I mean. But for Pokken, I was actually pleasantly surprised. In fact, it's shaping up to be one of my favourite fighting games I've played recently. On the surface, it's very easy to pick up and play, as is to be expected from a Pokemon game. So if you're not a natural-born fighter, don't shy away from this. However, underneath the surface, you have some of the complexities you'd expect if you're a fighting game veteran. You have counters, cancels, tight combos that require precise timing, or a special or super gauge that you need to manage, and a pretty basic but important battle triangle that sees certain moves win over others, kind of like rock, paper, scissors. Basically, it's one of those games that's easy to play, hard to master, and it's that additional layer of depth that you'll also find in games like Smash Brothers that I think will give the more hardcore audience stuff to play with. Either way, having played it pretty solidly for the past few days, I am really enjoying it so far, and hopefully you guys will too. In fact, one of the things that I am a massive fan of is that you'll often find in games like these, it's either a 3D fighter or it's a 2D fighter. However, Pokken actually gives you the best of both worlds in a really cool way. You basically have this thing called phase shift, where after certain attacks, you'll switch between these different modes. You start the fight as a very kind of conventional Tekken style 3D fighter, where you can move around your enemy in a 3D fashion, juggle them in different ways, but if you learn specific attacks or chain like a lengthy combo together, you will phase shift and suddenly you'll switch to a 2D fighting mode where you're basically only moving left and right and up and down as opposed to moving around as well, which is really cool because if you then chain like a lengthy combo together, switch into the 2D fighting phase, you can then really rack up some nice combos in a 2D fashion, and then of course you switch back to 3D as well. So it's got this really cool transition that actually works really, really well. And it kind of merges the best of both worlds in a really unique way. That way, if you're like a Street Fighter fan, then you can still find your 2D fighting fix in this. But if you're more of a Tekken person, then similarly, you can find your 3D fighting fix in this as well. So there's kind of something for everyone, which is really cool. Anyway, for the time being, I'm just going to leave you guys to watch a couple of my early fights with a few different Pokemon, but I will be back later on this afternoon with another video to show you all the Super Burst attacks from the 15 Pokken fighters. And if you guys do enjoy this video, then let me know in the comments down below and let me know if you want to see more of this, because of course the game doesn't come out till next month. And there's only certain stuff I can show you right now, but of course it does mean that I can bring you guys more videos as and when I'm allowed to. So let me know in the comments down below, hit that like button to show me that you're enjoying it, and enjoy the rest of this. Thanks for watching, take it easy, catch you next time, peace out.
Alright then, time for battle. Go show them what you're made of.
Round one.
This battle arena is pretty tight. I have to get pinned down. cool. If it's alright, let's call in some support. Alright, now you're in dual. Your synergy gauge is full. Now's your chance to use first. Alright, you did it. Come on, Weavile. Alright, keep that up for the next battle.
Round 2.
You just gotta believe in your Pokemon and give it your very best. That was awesome! Your synergy gauge is still only half full. Now's your chance to feel some real damage. You're starting to get a nice finish. Don't you just get all revved up before a battle? I wonder what your opponent has in store for you.
Round 1.
That Pokemon is sure to respond to whatever you ask for. Alright, now you're in duel phase. When your opponent uses a block, crap attack him. Nice, keep it up. You've got more way too early to use your synergy burst. Let's keep our block up now. Alright, let's call in some support. Awesome! Come on, let's win this. That was a good, clean win. Wanna head into the next battle?
Round 2.
Just remember, the most important thing is to enjoy the battle. Your synergy page is full! Now's your chance to use burst! You've already used your burst, so now it's time to keep pounding at it! Nice! Keep it up and you're golden! Nice finish!